Welcome to some American-style darting action. This match features Jake Kaskel taking on Kyle Mack, and it is the end of the road for the one-loss bracket in the 2022 Big Dog Dart Tournament. Jake has decided to go first. First start of the match, single, at a red. Bad kiss, dart lands on the floor. 3 points for him, top of the first. Kyle goes single. Goes red with the second dart. Gets his third dart to stick, and it gives him a 2-point lead after one. Top of the second, Jake goes red, trip, red for 7 points. Big inning for him. Kyle first dart red. Second dart red, looking to trade sevens, but he's on the wrong side of the wire, so give him 4 for the inning. Jake up by 1. Starting in on the third, first dart red. Second dart red. Wrong side of the wire, dart number 3 for him as well. Kyle starts the inning with a trip and a single. Give him 6 for the inning. At the end of stanza number 1, Kyle 15, Jake 14. Jake goes single, trip, red, 6 points, top of the fourth. Trip, red, single. Players trade sixes in the fourth inning. Single, red, red, give Jake 5 for the top of the fifth. Kyle goes red, red, red. Bucket of blood, he's up 27-25 heading into the sixth. That dart puts players even. Jake up by 2. Give him 6 for the inning, 4-point lead. Kyle holds darts. First dart red. Followed by another red. Players could trade sixes. Wrong side of the wire. Give him 6 points for the inning. Everything is tied up. 31-31 at the end of the second stanza. Jake goes too deep with dart number 1, corrects himself with dart number 2, gets a red, walks away from the inning with 2 darts and 5 points. Kyle, first dart red. Dart number 2 is wide right. Sticks a trip with his final dart. Players trade 5s, nobody gains an advantage. Tied heading into the 8th. Jake goes red, red. Misses dart number 3. He's up 4. Kyle counters. Red. Red. He lands his third dart. That was a red as well. 6 points for the inning. 2-point lead going into the 9th. Things are evened up now. That puts Jake ahead 3. Big time for a big inning. 8 points for the inning. 6-point lead in the 9th. Kyle has darts. 6 to tie, 7 to win, and now he can't miss. And Jake walks away with game number 1, 48-43. Big inning in the 9th to give him the victory. Kyle leading off in game number 2. This is a do-or-die situation for him. He needs to win both the remaining games in the match. If he doesn't win this one, we're not shooting game number 3. Puts up 5 in the first. Jake, first dart red. Second dart into the blue. It's a bad kiss. And he misses dart number 3. So, stumbles out of the gate. 2 points for him, 5-3. Kyle, top of the second. First dart in the blue. Lands a trip. A 2-dart, 5-point inning for him. Jake is back on the mark. First dart red, second dart red. Players trade 5s in the second. Kyle, first start trip in the third inning. Second dart trip, single with his final dart. Sticks all three, gets 7 points. Jake's response, first dart trip. And a red. And a big inning, an 8 for him. 17-15, Kyle up 2 after the first stanza. First star red in the fourth. And a trip. And another big inning, back-to-back 7s for him. Jake, single, red, 5 points for the inning. So he loses 2 points that inning. Kyle's up 24-20, leading off the fifth with the trip. And red. Give him 6. 30-20. Jake holds darts, misses wide right, dart number 1. Back in the red, give him a trip. 5 points for him for the inning. 30-25, heading into the sixth. Kyle, first start trip. Add a red. Misses with dart number 3. 5 points for him, 35-25. Jake holds darts, sixth inning. Wide right. Back on target. Only lands 1 dart that inning, so he walks away with 2. 35-27. Kyle's up 8. Adds to his lead. 4 points for the inning. Jake down by 12. Holding darts turns that first dart into a trip. In the blue with dart number 2, 5 for the inning. He does catch up a couple of points. 39-32, up 7, 2 innings to go. He nails a red. That's the second one. Big inning for him. Technically, the door's not closed. Jake would have to hit everything in sight and hope that Kyle stumbles as well. This is pretty much, the door is now closed. Nothing lands for Jake in the 8th. Kyle needs 4 for a 50. And he has 2 of those points with his first start. He's got his 50, and that's all he's got. Still, it's good enough. Kyle needed a game number 2 victory in order to push this to the bully game. He was able to do it, put up 50 points in the process. Jake closes out strong. How you finish is often how you start. 50-40. Players shoot the cork in order to determine the shooting order for the final game of the match. After this, somebody goes home and somebody else goes on to take on Eric Hoover, who's currently sitting in the catbird seat. Even just shooting the cork, things couldn't be any closer. Jake will be leading off in the final game of the match. It's been a long, hard road for both of these players to get here, and at the end of these 9 innings, someone's heading on and someone's heading home. Jake, first start trip to open up. At a single, but dart number 3 misses the mark. 4 points for him, top of the first. Kyle, first start red. Second dart into the blue. So he has 2. Hits his trip with his third dart. 5 for the inning. Jake shooting the top of the second. Misses dart number 2. Gets 5 points out of the 2 darts that do land in the inning. Kyle, first dart red. Second dart red. Third dart single. Players trade 5s in the second. Jake a little too deep with dart number 1. Corrects on dart number 2. Lands a trip with dart number 3. So that's 5 points for him. Kyle red. Red. Bucket of blood for him. 6 for the inning. After the first stanza, Kyle 16, Jake down 2 with 14. First start deep red in the 4th. Follow it up with another red. Give him a bucket of blood. First start catches the trip. Dart number 2 in the red. 7 points for him in the bottom of the 4th. Big inning. 23-20. Kyle's been adding a point for the last several innings. Jake looking to stem that tide. Trip, red, trip, puts in a big inning of his own. 8 points for him. It used to be a 3-point lead. Let's see what happens. Kyle's response. Single. A red. And a trip. Okay, 29-28. Kyle's ahead going into the 6th. Drop start number 1. Blue with dart number 2. This doesn't look good. Lands a zippy dart. Manages to get 3 points for the inning. There's an opportunity for Kyle, but his first start drifts into the blue. Back in the red. Lands a 3rd dart trip as well. So 5 points for him in that inning. 34-31. Jake down 3 heading into the final stanza. He misses his first start. Picks up a point with dart number 2. Lands a red. Back-to-back 3s for him. Now this is an opportunity for Kyle. Single. Into the blue with dart number 2. Players trade 3s in the 7th. It's a 3-point game, 6 starts to go. Jake, red, trip, drops the 3rd dart by the slimmest of margins. That ends up on the wrong side of the wire. He gets 5 points for the inning. Kyle's down 2, holds darts. Down 1, holds 2 darts. He's down 1, dart in hand. Hits a trip with his 3rd dart. That makes a difference. Jake is down 2, heading into the 9th. First dart trip, 2nd dart red. Give him 7 points. It's a good time to score big. 46-41. Kyle's going to have to shoot 5 to tie, 6 to win. And it's hard to pull this off if you miss a dart. So first start single, that counts for something. That's a trip, down 1. Everything rides on this dart, and he sticks a red. That's enough to put him ahead at the end of 9, 47-46. A match that went to the bully game, went all the way to the 9th inning, and was decided on the final dart. Jake takes 3rd place in the 2022 Big Dog. Kyle is tasked with taking on Eric Hoover and trying to knock him down off the catbird seat.